Hey guys, we're back with the notes for 5.2. Today we're going to be solving systems of inequalities by graphing. So last time when you saw 5.1, we were graphing regular equations, just regular lines. Today with inequalities means that we're going to have to go back to solid or dashed lines, shading above or below. So pause the button, write down everything you see, and then let's get started. All right, so on problems 1 and 2, we're going to graph just like normal, mx plus b, and I want you to remember if your solids or dash, your shade above or below, okay? So on this first problem, we're going to begin at 3, we're going to rise 2, run 1. So I'm going to give you a second, get your dots down, and we're going to connect those with a dash. We do that because there is not an equal to line underneath my symbol. So because it looks like this, it is dash, okay? We are going to go ahead and shade above my line. Again, that is everywhere over here. We're shading above because it's a greater than, okay? So I want to point out where you're going to find solutions, okay? A solution could be anywhere on the shaded area or anywhere that you have a solid line, okay? So this point would not be a solution. He's on a dash. This point would not be a solution. He's in the white. This point would be a solution because he's in the shaded, okay? So those are the kind of things you're looking for. Let's go ahead and try problem 2. Problem 2 is going to begin at -4. We're going to rise 3 and run 2. Your graph should look like this. Go ahead and copy that down. We're going to connect it with a solid line because we have an equal to. And again, we're going to shade above because it's a greater than. I'm going to shade in all of this area, okay? So this time if I look at the problem, this point, he'd still be a solution. He's still in the shaded. This point would still be no. He's not in the shaded, he's in the white space. But now, this point, he's on a solid line, which means yes, he is a solution. He's in the solid, he's in good shape, okay? All right, let's go down to the bottom 2. Bottom 2, let's graph what we know. Problem 3 is going to start on a -4 for the x. We know that x's go vertical, and we want this line to be dashed. Sometimes it's a little tricky to remember on an x which side you want to shade. When we have a less than, we want to go this way because all of these x's are less than -4. Okay, so I'm going to shade everywhere on the left. So talking about solutions, this point is not a solution. He's in the white. This point is not a solution. He's on a dash line. But this point up here, he would be a yes. He's in the shaded. Okay? We've got one more problem on this page. Let's do number 4. Number 4 is a y is less than or equal to 3. So we're going to start at the 3 on the y. Y equals our horizontal lines. We wanted it to be solid. And we want to be less than. So we're going to shade everywhere lower than that graph, okay? All right, so let's test a couple points. This point is on the line. He is a solution. This point is in the shaded. He is a solution. But this point, he's in the white. He is not a solution, okay? If you need to go back and look at anything on this page, I'm going to zoom out real quick. You can pause it, write down what you need. I'll meet you on the next page. All right, so on the second page, I'm going to have you highlight the top equation in yellow and the bottom equation in pink because it's going to be very important that you can tell which places are shaded. Today, we're going to be looking for solutions to the system, which means it has to work for both problems, okay? All right, first thing I'm going to do is graph my yellow equation. I'm going to use orange for the line, though, okay? My first equation, or inequality, sorry, is going to start at -1. Rise 1, run 2. So I'm using the yellow one. He is going to be a dash line, and that's because I don't have an or equal to. So I'm going to connect him with dashes. And I'm going to use yellow to shade above. He is a greater than. So all of this space up here is yellow. And now I'm going to move to my pink line. My pink one is going to begin at 3 and go down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. Except now, I'm not worried about where the lines cross. It has nothing to do with where the lines cross. I'm going to be worried about where they are both shaded. Okay, so I'm going to draw all my dashes. We got another dash, and this one's less than, so I need to shade him lower than the line. All right, so at this point, you should notice that there's some yellow, there's some pink, and there's some orange. So I want us to do some labeling. So up here is only solution for yellow. Down here in this space is only solutions for the pink. The part that we want to know is over here. These are solutions to the system. Okay, so we want the orange part. Now, if you were on the border and you were a solid line, you could still be included. But this time we don't really need to worry about that. We only have dashed lines, so we definitely won't choose any points on a line. Okay, so let's check our points. First one that we're checking is -3, 2. That's right here. I'm going to go ahead and circle that one. He is a solution. He's in the mixed area. He works for both. What about 4, 1? He's on the edge, but because he's on a dashed line, we're going to cross him off. I'm going to write right above it, he's a dash, he does not work. Same thing with 0, 3. He's on the border, but because he's on a dash, we are not going to include him. Okay? We're going to do that same idea for number 6. So if you need to pause a second and write down all the stuff I just did on 5, please do that now. All right, problem 6. We're going to go ahead on the first problem, begin at -1. We're going to rise 3 and run 2. Go ahead and write that down. I'm connecting him again with a dash because it is a plain greater than. And greater than means that I want to shade above it. So all these problems up here, all of those are solutions for the yellow. Okay? So if I go down for my other equation, we want to begin at 3. Rise 3, run 2 again. Now, the lines are going to be parallel. We already know that. They're going to be dashed, but we're not going to say no solution because it's not about where the lines are going. It's about where the shading is. So on this problem, I want to shade less than my line. So I'm going to end up shading all in here that's less. Okay? So my solutions for only pink are over here. My solutions for yellow in the top. In this area right here are my solutions to system. Those are all the points that work for both. Okay, so let's check out our answer choices. First one is 4, -2. I'm going to write that as a pink only. He only works for pink. Cross him off. 0, 0. 0, 0 is in the mixed area. He's in the orange. He gets to work for both. But 0, -1. 0, -1 is tricky. He's on a dash line. Even though he's in the shaded for the pink, he does not work for the yellow because he is on a dash line. So we're going to cross that one off. Okay? Right now we've only done 2 questions. When you are graphing inequalities, you must put 2 inequalities on the same grid, graph and shade both of them, then you can go through your answer choices. Okay? Go ahead and write down anything you missed. We're moving to 7 and 8. All right. Problem 7. Let's graph the top one. My top equation is going to begin at -1, rise 3, run 2. This time again, we're going to use dash lines. And it's going to shade less than. So we're going to go lower than this line this time. Okay. For my pink equation, we're going to begin at +3. You should notice these are the same lines, okay? Same lines as before. We're dashed again, but this time the pink is going to shade greater than. We're going to shade above him. So if the whole goal of this problem is figuring out where you're shaded twice or where the orange is, what do we notice? There's no mixed shading. So I'm going to cross off all of these. And I'm going to write out, this is the only way it works. You have no solution because there is no orange. There is no overlap of your highlighter colors. Okay, let's try number 8. Remember, you can pause anytime you need more time to graph it. Problem number 8, we're going to start at 4, rise 2, run 1. We have a dash one more time on this. And I'm shading less than that line. Okay, so those are all the points that are solutions for the yellow. Let's talk about pink. For pink, I'm going to start at +4 again, but this time I'm going to go down 2, right 1. And this time it's going to be a solid line. It's solid because I have that or equal to, okay? All right, we're going to go less than this line because I have a less than sign, so we're going below. And we are ready to look for solutions, okay? So on this problem, we have points to the system, or sorry, solutions to the system. But they can also be on the line, okay? Okay, so we can also choose any point that is shaded yellow and pink along this line, okay? We cannot use these because those aren't in the yellow, but we can use the ones that are on the border of the orange and a solid line, okay? So let's go through some of our options. First question is 3, -2. So 3, -2. Yes, he's a point. He's on a solid line and on the orange. -1, 2. He is on the border, but he is a dash. That's not going to work for us. 0, 4. 0, 4. He's on a solid. He's on the border, but he is only a dash for the yellow. I'm going to write dash for the Y, just dash for the yellow, okay? Last one, 0, 2. 0, 2 is right here. He is in the orange, 100%. He is a system. Sorry, he is a solution to the system, okay? All right, your assignment is going to be page 150, 151. I'm going to zoom out. If you need to write anything from this page, please go ahead and do that now. Otherwise, feel free to get started.